Cool. Test 1, 2. All right, that's not bad. All right, cool. I will bop you there so we can see that. All right, so all I'm really doing here is I'm going to be setting up for the VOR DME approach down to Parkersburg. I am leaving KLHQ. So this should be like an actual flight that I'm like preparing for. So going to first start the plane. Master can come on. Bacon can come on. All right. Mag start. Clear prop. Actually, probably need to put the mixture in. Alright. Make sure Eileen about 1,000. Cool. And then avionics can come on. It expires okay. Oh, that's way out of date. Well, to be fair, we are within a simulator, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay. Enter. Aft left. Aft up. Yes. Cool. Looks good. Enter. Cool. Looks good. So it really, well, I mean, I guess it'll still matter because we're setting it up. Let's get the weather going. 118. One thing I just can't stand about X-Plane is doing anything with knobs. These are awful. Also doesn't help that my mouse wheel is broken. Yippee. Cool.
Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 31. Dew point 23. Altimeter 3011.
3011. Alright, lines up with the field. Cool.
Automated weather observation. Fairfield County. Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky clear. Temperature 31. Dew point 23. Altimeter 3011.
Cool. Alright. And we'll get off of that. Okay. So, we're going to set it up in the GPS, flight plan, KLHQ. Remember how I said I hate the knobs here? Oh my god, please just get... probably just select my old flight plan, but I don't want to be... Okay, no, well, okay, if I known it was... It's okay, and then it's P... This is Parkersburg. KPKB. I'm about ready to just turn it off and turn it back on. Oh my god. Okay. Can I like pop this out? Hold on. No. It also feels like the way the mouse wheel wants to scroll for this is like the opposite where you want it to go. Like down feels like I'm going up in the list. And then we're, yeah, whatever, we'll just put in, I don't know if there's a way to switch it. Cool. So we have that, and then we should be good to go. Cool. Then we go. Cool. All right. With all that finally set up, change my iPad to move. Okay, cool. Finally, we do the fun part. Nav lights can come on. Anyway, Fairfield County, Skyhawk, 172 Sierra Papa, taxiing to runway 28, Fairfield. Clear left, clear right. I should not be able to pick up Mid-Ohio Regional from here. That's one thing I forgot to check with the, I probably should have like an actual checklist with me, but whatever. I'll just adjust that to be correct. Maybe. Again, if my mouse wheel worked. Recalibrate. Hold on. Where are we? So I swear this Cessna handles worse than the real one. Okay, should be like better calibrated. Cool. Because like I was thinking I was like looking straight when I'm like looking like well over here. Okay. No one on final. Down one leg over there. Or no one final over there. Down one. Should be good to go. Alright, we are in the air. I'm gonna wait till we get to... Let's see. Wait till we get to 1400. County, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa, departing the area to the southeast. Very good. So we're going to be flying under instrument flight rules, so what the current goal is to climb all the way up to 5,000 and then fly there, and then we'll do the VOR arc, and it should be fun. We'll say I probably will set up autopilot for this because, well, no point in hand flying this thing all the way there. little bit over, just to follow that percent. Yes, to be fair, we just do alright, so we're getting, well, not really. Not even really close. Probably a little quicker. Alright, so it should be down a little bit to the right. I like look away for 2 seconds and I'm already like banking left, or banking right, meaning correct left. Alright. It's getting pretty close to 5,000. Then go back to center. It's not too far off anyways. Start to level off, so pitch, power, trim it out. Kind of set at 24. Do want to get there at a decent time. So I have to get ready to go do this in real life. That's today. Alright, so basically trimmed down. Alright, so we're going to set the autopilot to nav mode and then altitude. Alright, so everything should be actually like set up. So we know we have Mid-Ohio Regional put in, which we're not going to use, honestly, just because of the fact. I'll just turn the volume down for that, because honestly, because we're not going to ask permission, we're just going to do it. And that's why am I lagging? Are we lagging? We are. Are we lagging? This is very frustrating. I think it's the if I get crunchy, do I get better? No, it's still jittery. Why is it still jittery? Why are you doing this to me? This is working just fine. This is what pisses me off. Go anti-alias all the way. It's working so well. Okay, I guess we're just gonna be lagging for a bit. I don't know what the deal is. That's gonna really, really annoy me. So, whatever. I'll deal with that later. I mean, for the most part, it's just kind of working. It's just laggy. I'm just gonna go pedal to the metal here. It's a virtual engine. I don't really care too much. It seemed to be working just fine earlier, which is why I'm so confused. Like, I really want to pause it, so I can't wait that long. Excuse me. Alright, 43 miles out. Oh, 43 miles from the VOR. So, we'll go to Parkersburg. We'll bring up the procedure, approach, VOR to 1. We will clear this off. So we need to be on the, so we can set this up as we're using GPS to navigate there. So we need to be on the 324 radio. So 324, right about there. And once we get there, actually I'm going to probably set this up on this one so I can use GPS to navigate. The 324. Okay. And that's 114.45. Excuse me. Alright. So it's the Mid-Ohio Valley Regional, Parkersburg, VOR, runway 21. The VOR DB is 144.45, 144.45, so that's all good. The approach course is 211. Also, this approach plate is valid between June 11th and July 9th, so we're good there. And PDP not available when using uni altimeter setting. Okay, helicopter circling 1028 not available at night. When local altimeter setting not received, use uni altimeter setting, increase all DA is 100 feet. Okay, 8 is 124.35. We'll set that in. Actually, we can just set that in now. So here, 124. Actually, it's already set up. Cool. Apple Center, Parkersburg Tower, ground, Unicom. Okay. So we'll get to the maybe between 2,800 and 17,500, and then we'll cross. So hold on. So we're gonna go to broke, and then use that arc to get to the initial approach fix there, and then once we pass over the JPU VUR, we will start our descent down into runway 21. Oh yeah, tired today. And then also our decision altitude is going to be, so it's a 4.1. Missed approach is going to be over the threshold of the runway, and we need to stay above 1480, so 1,480, which would give us 700 feet above the runway. Actually, I'm going to bring that up onto the map. Wish I could show you guys that, so may have to already start changing course to there, just to get us vectors in. I'm not going to worry about the GPS too much. We are going to switch over to CDI, and so that should be set up. See if that helps. Well, it's still a little bit jank. Is it just like, I'm gonna try turning on the lights and bells. I'll be back. Very well might just be a lighting issue. Not like a lag issue. No, it's definitely a lag issue. Okay. Well, I tried. Nobody can say I didn't try. Which is confusing, because again, it was working just fine. And if I was smart, I would probably just do everything, but I'm not. might help a little bit. Hold on. This is working well. I mean, maybe. I don't think X-Plane would be fighting with it. Can I change the graphic settings? I'll just set to high. I just didn't think it would be. Okay, well, hopefully it doesn't kill everything. But seriously, I mean, I was running Counter-Strike just fine. Which is why I'm a little bit just confused. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Just very frustrating because it shouldn't be a problem.
Clear. Temperature 29. Dew point 23. Altimeter 3012. Advise on initial contact. You have information with X.
301.
Mid-Ohio Valley Regional Information. Romeo 1530 Zulu. Arriving runway 03. Departing runway 03. Wind calm. Visibility.
So wind calm. Runway 03. We're not listening to that because, again, we are in a virtual world where that doesn't matter. I guess we could circle to approach, but nah. I'm gonna be so sad if I close X-Plane and it just starts working. Hold on, I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna close all this. Whatever, we'll save everything. Close it. I don't know why it fights with me. Of course it picks that to start streaming. Cool, thank you. Start heading in. As my mouse feels fucked. This is stupid. Cool. And then we'll try it again. It might help if I wasn't.
Attention all aircraft. Mid-Ohio Valley Regional Information. Romeo current. Altimeter 3012.
Okay. Well, that seems to be working better. So, well, then it went right back to lagging. Well, it's not as bad. Not nearly as bad. Okay, well, I'm happy now. So... That's literally not what I wanted. Thank you. Open selector. cool. I don't know why you want to fight so much. But that's fine. That's, you know, doesn't bother me at all. Not like I set everything up and then I had exactly the way I wanted it. Cool. Okay, I'm in the center now. Cool. Cool. Everything's fine. So we are getting pretty close to the 10-mile DME. So I'm actually going to turn a little bit in because we're going to have to... We're going to be 10 miles away from that, and then we want to be on the radio for this. So that's the 324 radio. And once we are, we can start changing this by 10 degrees until we're all the way in. Then yes, of course, I have to recalibrate everything. Okay, so cool. It is now calibrated. Is everything good? We're all good. We're not lagging anymore. Sick. So just I might have to accelerate this a little bit. Okay, cool. No, I want to open up my iPad. Thank you very much. Need to get a knee board. It's actually kind of crazy how much facial tracking is actually going on here. Because I mean, I have different software tracking my head, and then I have the Vtuber model tracked. Okay, so now we can turn basically north. Get any closer to it. Alright, so yeah, basically we're just going to follow this. We can start, I think, see the needle already coming in. So we're getting closer and closer to that radial. So basically how VOR works, there's like a bunch of radials on there. And then we've set this up to make sure when we intercept that radial, that needle will be center. So it's coming in. And then we're going to adjust this 10. This over here, move this. So as we see, the needle's starting to come back in again. Might have cut that corner a little too sharp, but we'll see. Just need to stay 10 away. Cool. As it comes in, we can adjust another 10. So right about there. Then you get another 10. We don't have to take this one as sharp just because we are getting a little bit close. Actually going to out a little bit. Yeah, we're getting a little bit too close to that. That's fine. We can correct for it. Not a big deal. Oh, I should have adjusted this already. Really good. I said I hate the way this the knobs work in this. Still true. Because like this one, if I click here, it will turn this way. If I click this one over here, it turns the other way. But okay, to be fair, that's how it works. But okay. So basically we're following one big arc, and then once we get there, I wish you could just have the approach plate pulled up, but once we get to that, it will lead us directly into the actual approach, which we can follow down in. So once we get on the 031 radial, that's when we'll so you're basically just flying this in like sections and chunks. We are getting a little bit far out, so I want to make sure we're staying in. So a little bit more corrections. I'm going to have to mute my phone. Alright, another 10 degrees. We're getting pretty darn close. Actually, this one we're just going to go all the way because we're close enough. Then once we get there, we can change this to the 211. I don't think I have that one set up. We'll just kind of start turning in already because we're getting about there. switch this over to the 211 radial. So 211. Then we'll get us over to the 211 heading. And this will bring us right in. So we are at our initial approach. We're actually a little bit overshot it a little bit, so we'll have to do a little bit more of a turn to get back on. Should still be good. All right. Then still need to get a little bit over, so basically we just follow these needles in. Height is going to be a little bit different, but as long as we're, I will say I'm going to drop down to the lower altitude we can get all the way down to, so turn off that, turn it back on, heading, and just don't want to do a crazy descent, but as long as I wish I could bug an altitude like I can in my rental aircraft. Okay, so now as this is coming in, we can go back to slowly to the 211 heading. I think there's a balloon out there. I have never seen a hot air balloon while flying, and every time I launch an X-plane, I swear they put like 30. Okay, so we're getting close, so we can go back to 11 heading. Cool. And yeah, that's pretty much set. A little bit, so we have like 4 miles to descend, a little bit further down. So it is going to get a little bit more sensitive, so we do just have to keep that in mind, so we shouldn't overcorrect. We can kind of see we're about ready to approach this, and we are down to 1,000. We can't be any, so we're going to try to shoot for 3,000. Okay, so the needle's slowly coming in. It's kind of crazy. That's okay. Go back. Yeah, I overshot that. That's why I said you gotta be careful with this because it gets very, very sensitive. So we're down to 3,000, so now a little bit, catch that altitude. Okay, we're within 1 mile, so I'm not gonna worry about too much. Oh, the track is off like by a lot. Okay, so not correct, but we are in the cone of confusion, so don't want to correct too far. But to the altitude there. So we have the from flag, so actually we can descend down now, but we're going to keep it nice and gentle. We can go all the way down to 1500. So I guess we're hand flying this in. So we need to get over. Back on course. Shouldn't be a whole lot. We're going to slow her down. Get that first notch of flaps in. First notch of flaps can come in. Okay. So, a little bit to the right. Nice 500 feet per second descent rate. Over. Not too much. Not a whole lot. So down below, maybe. Over. And if you don't know what instrument approach is, I am looking at the needles and trying not to look at the runway. So 15, I'll level off. Runway is in sight. I'm gonna make a normal approach to land. At this point, we could do a circling to one of the other runways, but we're here.
500.
This is more of a test, anyways. Right. Second notch of flaps can come in. Power can come out. Probably a little bit flat, but it's virtual. Not a whole lot you can do. Okay. And we're going to exit here. So that's when Tower would call us, tell us where to go. But that's honestly where I'm going to leave off. Just nice little flight, nice little practice. And that gives me about an hour and a half to get ready and go to the real airport. So, and do that flight for real. So, if you're watching the VOD, I very much appreciate it. And, yeah, should hopefully be streaming more soon.